Hi, I'm Chris Raptis Real Estate. Welcome to episode 49. None of this is financial advice. Do your own research. It's Monday, 8th of September. Our second week now leading into spring. Again, seeing a lot of properties come on the market and of course being sold, which tends to normally happen. A lot of properties come straight out of the gates in the August, September period. As everyone tries to capitalize on that best selling period traditionally in Adelaide and across Australia. So clearance rates are still strong. Units, I think, have done very well. Apartment sales, I feel, have pulled back a little bit. Top end real estate, I feel, has pulled back as well. I think that a lot of the top end homes have been sitting on the market for quite some time and they've pulled back. And maybe that's due to the relocations not happening at the moment as they were before from Melbourne and Queensland and Sydney. Again, high earners are able to afford those properties. So I think that might be a little bit seasonal at the moment. We might see a little bit more top end properties come up on the market at the end or at the start of the year, of next year. So watch out for that. But again, my prediction about the properties coming on the market and a lot of them in the springtime is definitely come up to fruition. I've certainly seen about 20% more properties come up on the market, and they're definitely selling between 700 to about 1.1. Certainly seems to be the sweet spot at the moment. Those homes are moving very, very quickly. In good areas, on a good sized block, if they're presented well, they're tending to not stick around on the market for very long. But Adelaide, again, continues to be resilient with double-digit growth. We've had low vacancy rates, strong rental yields, again, migration coming in. And again, that's what's fueling all of this. I think it's certainly going to have the flywheel effect. And I think the moral of today's video is sometimes doing nothing can be the best decision for you. And that also comes for trading as well. Sitting on your hands and doing nothing can actually be a really good decision. So don't get the jitters, don't get shaken out of your positions to sell. I certainly think that the market's going to continue to push on. But again, if you have a desire or you want to relocate or you want to move to the beach or there's a genuine reason for selling, go for it. I'm not here to tell you what to and what not to do. I'm just going to give you my observations. But certainly rental yields are very, very strong. And I think, unfortunately, there's a lot of turmoil at the moment, not just in Australia, but overseas. So, hopefully nothing too crazy and, riots don't start erupting like we saw at, Bondi Beach. I mean, this is just not good for anyone. And I feel that, this is the flywheel effect that we're going to have in property. We're going to see continued more inflation. There's going to be some key economic data that I'm going to put down below in the description that we're looking for this week. A lot of is about delinquencies, inflation, of course, car sales is very, very important. It's all tiered into the whole macroeconomic, time frame or geopolitical issues that we look at. Again, gold all-time high, continuing to push up. Silver continuing to push up to all-time highs. We've never seen this kind of stuff before. We're seeing the S&P and the ASX has had some really good runs. They've had some red days. That there's certainly, it's just a V-shaped recovery, right? That's what we're seeing. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next couple of months. Certainly positive in the Adelaide real estate market. Victoria, I feel, clearly is softening up. Sydney, I saw, a property that had no bids in a very good area. So, again, pockets and certain types of real estate are going to do really well. If you're going to still continue to be overpriced in this property, I still think you will be punished. But again, still seeing a lot of demand for properties, and we're continuing to push past the barriers, break records, and properties are going for more than expected. Purely because people are just sick and tired of waiting. They think that property is going to continue to go up, and therefore they're going to pay more because they feel that if they wait, they're going to have to pay more in 6 to 12 months' time. So if there is another interest rate drop, it's certainly going to push things up again as far as demand goes. And we've got, as we've said in the other videos, first home buyers with a reduced deposit amount. Again, that fuels the growth for real estate. I feel it's going to have a flywheel effect, property is going to continue to push on. So again, moral of today's story is sometimes not doing anything is the best thing to do. Sitting on your hands as a trader can be the best decision. Again, we're not going to tell you what to do. If it's for desire and you want to relocate to the beach or you're moving interstate, there's always genuine reasons for selling. But if you're an investor right now and you're thinking about what you should or shouldn't do, I don't feel like you should get shaken out of your properties at this stage. I don't see a black swan event anytime soon, especially if the migrants keep coming. They're going to continue to push the prices up. Unfortunately, it's just what's happening in the real estate market at the moment. So, yeah, let's have a great week. Let's see what happens. Let's see what statistics come out with new sales for cars, inflation figures, delinquencies, etc. There's going to be some key factors coming out of China and America as we watch what's happening in the EU and in the global world closely. As we tend to follow suit. Again, we've got Fed meeting coming up as well in the States. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. It got, as we said, gold all-time high, Bitcoin certainly, sitting up near the all-time highs, silver, cranking. We haven't seen silver do anything. It's been a silver, sleeping giant for 20 years. S&P has had, V-shaped recoveries. We're just seeing some crazy stuff happen at the moment. Some interesting stuff that I'm seeing, Nvidia and Microsoft executives selling off some of their shares. Do they know something? I don't know. Let's see what happens. I think we're going to watch this week, closely as the warmer weather warms up. People start feeling good again. Let's see what happens with the property market. But it's all positive here in Adelaide. Things are cranking. We're going to keep pushing forward. And that's all we can do. Be positive. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. Hope you have a great week. Cheers. Bye.